Welcome to my video. These are my thoughts on Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3, Episode 9. This episode is called Judgment Day. So, another episode I love. Spoilers for everything Evil Dead leading up to and including this episode. This episode is rated TVMA, so will this video be? Let's dive right in. So, yeah, really excited to see the finale based on this episode and that ending. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I like this thing about, like, okay, so if you died and then you come back, you're gonna be a little queasy. I mean, there's logic in what he says. That makes sense, yeah. And Pablo isn't because of yeah, certainly he's not feeling it as much because of a little especially. Oh, right, and no, yeah, he died and came back earlier. He didn't die that recently. That's or wait, no, yeah, that wasn't that long ago when he came back as El Brujo Especial. Anyway, yeah, but and Ash doesn't get it. He doesn't even get hangovers, and just yeah, the I love the bit where, like, so yeah, Ash gives her the gun, says you gotta stay put, and she, like, dad, big, loving father-daughter hug. And again, like, Bruce Campbell, he can act. Like, you see this subtle little, I'm glad, I'm glad that my daughter loves me, I want to be a good dad kind of thing. And then, of course, because, Sam Raimi is, he has just enough of a cynical side. Matt Groening could also have written it like this, but yeah, she vomits on his shirt, which, just, yeah, funny. And, yeah, of course, gotta have the big gloopy, so, he touches it and looks at it between his fingers, and just, yeah, that was pretty funny. See, Ash thought he wouldn't have to deal with stuff like that, because by the time he met his daughter, she was already, a teenager, so he got to skip past the baby years. Let's see, yeah, I thought it was, I like this thing of getting her into the tool shed where, once again the chainsaw is missing and we see the part where it's supposed to be, because yeah, the thing is, just because she doesn't open the door doesn't mean evil can't get in. She gets chased by the POV, spirits thing, family tradition, ends up, yeah, jumps out the window, gets into the tool shed, and the gun was left out. So, yeah, she is definitely Ash Williams' daughter. That is 100% the kind of thing that Ash would fuck up himself. Yeah, the whole element with the phone I thought worked really well. So just, I mean, it's not the only time that we've seen, in other, outside of this franchise. I mean, we've seen, how can we get a phone call from a person who's dead kind of thing, but it is legitimately creepy. I don't think it's been overdone. And yeah, just she can't help, she just gotta, press, answer a call, and then the phone fucking bites her finger, just, yeah, and she's trying to get it off, and she sees a heavy thing, and she thinks, if I hit it, if I hit this creature against the heavy thing, that's, it's gonna let go, not thinking about the fact that, oh right, I'd also be smacking my hand. And so yeah, very much Ash Williams' daughter. Yeah, it was really cool when you see it spread down the and yeah, chainsaw's gone, but she's gonna cut her hand in another way with the little, or yeah, the other saw, and we see the blood spraying all over her face, so very overt Evil Dead 2 reference. And then turned out, it was all in her head. And then the little phone monster was just great with its, like, stick figure arms and legs, and just love it. They never stop. Like, there's probably going to be something cool in the finale as well. They just, on this entire show, they never stopped coming up with cool creatures and just, variations in general, on elements that we've seen in the movies in just different, yeah. As far as I could tell, the let's see, was that the voice of? Yeah, yeah. They brought Katrina Hobbs back to voice. Well, I guess actually that might just be the call. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can on the IMDb. I mean, it doesn't list any other voice. Maybe that is really her voicing the monster as well. And I like the little generational thing of like, is this what you kids like? You know, like, yeah, she's a demon now, but she still cares. She's still trying to be hip with the kids and try to understand, relate to her daughter, you know. Let's see. Yeah, and you know, tell it to the plow. That was so badass. And more blood spraying on. Some really great stuff with blood and gore in this one. The deaths of both Kaya with you know, burning and Ruby with where they like suck the life out of her and throw the you know, messed up body on the ground, and like stuff is breaking from the impact of falling, you know, just really, really cool. Let's see, and I think that might be what I had about Brandy in this episode. So yeah, right. The episode actually, even before that, the episode I believe opens on, you know, a substantial amount of blood, which is a first for the franchise. I'm kidding, but the fact that they're draining it into jars, and that is also like, yeah, we've seen a lot of blood spray, we've seen blood spilt, we've seen people stabbed and cut and crushed, and you know, there's just something about someone being forced. Like, imagine she's probably had to sit there for hours. You know, there's only like there's like these two things in her to drain the blood. Like, you know, I've donated blood. I've you know, had blood tests done. Like, imagine how long. Okay, maybe not hours, but certainly, you know, not just seconds for that much blood, you know, and the pain, just really, you know, with just a few brief images, they really you know, have us picturing that, have us feeling, because again, that is like, you know, a lot of us have at some point had to you know, give a blood test or something, you know, or just like, you know, basically everyone's at some point had a cut or something. We know it hurts when the, you know, when there's a cut that draws blood. So yeah. Let's see, yeah, and again, we've known, you know, it's been established for, I think it was even in the very first, yeah, Professor Nobi, oh fuck, he's gonna haunt me. Professor Nobi says it on the recording. The Necronomicon is written in blood and bound in human flesh. We've never seen someone cut off the you know, so yeah, that was really, really cool. Let's see, and the yeah, you know, and she, you know, she grabs the pen and is about to write. Fuck, writer's block. Yeah, and there was also really, I appreciated them trying to figure out, okay, so, you know, the dark ones are going to come here, it's just a matter of time, but if we finish the page, maybe we can hide, you know, give us enough time to fight back. Let's see, and I think that more, oh, right, yeah, and Zoe does manage to break out of the chair, and yeah, you know, we've seen a bunch of different brands of horror over the course of this franchise. You know, someone having been trapped by someone who does, you know, who tortures them, and then trying to make a break for it. You know, that is a different subgenre than what we've seen in the other ones. So really appreciate getting that bit of variety, something the show's also quite good at. Yeah, and she, you know, she tries to turn the, you know, she tries to open the door, but there's too much blood on the knob. I mean, it turns into this monstrous little thing. Let's see, and yeah, and you know, just poking out her eyes, and the blood sprays on the the camera, and I have to admit I didn't realize she was going to come back, but it's very clever because the moment that I saw her come back and attack Ash, it's like they didn't cut her head off, so yeah, she comes. You know, the fact that she's dead in this franchise does not mean that she's not a, you know, yeah, a weapon for evil. Let's see yeah, I like this idea of, you know, Pablo can see through the eyes of the Necronomicon. Very clever, and that is, you know, not to be a dick about it, but that is kind of the risk you run when you make a book out of human parts. You know, other humans might be able to peer through. See, what you gotta do is change the Wi-Fi password. Yeah, and I quite like when Ash just picks up the book. Hey, Pablo, are you there? That was pretty good. And, you know, Pablo's like, oh, Brandy, take the wheel. Why wasn't she already driving? Jesus. This is a franchise full of protagonists who are, like, fucking up even basic tasks. You already know that he might, at some point, be seeing through the book. And Brandy is already in the car. She's, you know, yeah. It's funny. I'm not criticizing it. Let's see. Yeah, and we see that, you know, Pablo, they don't try to kill Pablo. And yeah, you know, they were able to open the rift from the other side because, you know, as Hawkeye helpfully has informed us, doors open both ways. And let's see. Yeah, I thought they did a great job. You know, this is the first time we've really seen the Dark Ones outside of, like, illustrations and such. I thought they did a good job on the designs. I really appreciate we haven't at least yet seen a face. We just see the robes, you know, and they're like nice and flowy and just, yeah, I thought they did a really great job on that. Just it feels creepy in a way that we haven't really seen before. You know, normally when you say Evil Dead and creepy, you're not talking about flowing robes. So yeah, very nicely done on that. I feel like there's something else that I really wanted to. Right, yeah. I like the Ash sawing off Zoe's arms to get free. Right, the negotiation was quite good, and yeah, you know, Ruby points out if you kill Kaya, Kaya and Kelly's body, Kayella, there is no way for Kelly to come back to the, you know, so yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that they made it visually completely clear. Yeah, the spirit of Kaya was removed from the body of Kelly, put back in the body of Kaya, which they brought with them through the rift. Convenient, and again, not a criticism, just, yeah. And they kill her. Let's see. Yeah, I'm thinking her spirit is probably not going to be able to escape again, nor do I think will Ruby's be able to. Let's see. So yeah, it seems as though the finale is going to be the Ghost Beaters versus the Dark Ones, which is, you know, I mean, Ruby's, again, not criticism, Ruby's plan was basically the you know, evil Ash twin, and that was foiled, and, you know, yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and we've been told about, you know, like, the fact that there's a source to all this evil, you know, yeah, like, clearly from the very first movie. It's not just, you know, oh, this small little group of Kandarian demons, or, no, it's just clearly something original. And yeah, you know, Ruby for a while served as the representation of that source of evil. Now it's the other Dark Ones that, yeah, I quite appreciate. I don't know. I think it works. I can imagine there might be some people who felt like, you know, they really wanted to see Ruby defeated again a third time. Let's see. And I 100% respect that. I'm not saying, yeah. But yeah, you know, ultimately, Ash was able to stop his evil twin. you know, but by that time, you know, the evil twin was in an adult body, even though in some ways his mind was still that of a child. He didn't kill baby Hitler, but you can vote against him. And I think you should. I know not everybody on the far left thinks that. But yeah, it's, you know, his own running mate, at least, you know, the person who's currently his running mate has said, oh, he's America's Hitler. And then he's like, I mean, yeah, but, you know, both of them looked at that statement and were like, you know, Trump was just, we know he's you know, he's a sucker for flattery. And yeah, J.D. Vance himself was like, I mean, I wasn't saying that that was a bad thing. I just, you know, yeah, just, if I were American, I would definitely vote for Kamala and, fuck, I already forgot his name, but yeah, it appears that she made a very good choice of running mate, and I am cautiously optimistic. You know, just, yeah, if you are an American, please vote for Kamala. Please do not vote for fascism or just not vote at all. I think that, yeah, back to the episode, you know, really love the ending there with the giant thing coming out of the you know, and you know, Brandy's like, come on, Dad, don't, just, if she hasn't spent enough time around him to know, there's no way to talk him out of doing just the most risky possible thing. But yeah, that's also really cool. We've never seen something that big. No individual being quite that. I mean, this fucking thing's bigger. You could take every Deadite and every creature that Ash has fought throughout these, smush them together, still wouldn't be as big as that fucking thing. So that's a really cool, you know, major escalation, and, you know, like the ground opening up, you know, also feels like nature, or I guess okay, so the road isn't nature, but you know what I mean, the ground underneath, you know, nature has been opening up to let in the Kandarian demons and spirits from the very start. Again, that's one of the things, you know, right there in the very first movie, we see like the ground opening up, and you know, for the spirits to come out. So yeah, this is the biggest, you know, yeah, that we've seen. But yeah, I wanted to say hold on, I have it on the, yeah, you know, you know, yes, I appreciate seeing the Dark Ones, you know. We already knew about their forces, but it is great to see the sources of the evil, rotten to the core, fucking twisted cerebral. What, they declared martial law. It's literally, I could go to jail if I don't make a reference. Now, right, so IMDb trivia for this episode. At 6 minutes in, as Pablo enters the hardware store, you can see a sign to his right that says, please unload gun and remove ski mask before entering. Wow. It's wild that they actually had to say that. Just, okay, if you'll permit me to just briefly, they're declaring martial law in the episode, and it's set in Michigan. Like, it's so perfect. Of course I had to make a reference. Anyway, right, yeah. Ash, you know, is you know, when he says, I'm melting, he's, you know, it's the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wizard of Oz. Deadites running amok in town is new to the franchise. Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick also features Deadite wreaking havoc on a town. Let's see, and was the, yeah, I think that might have been everything. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna miss seeing. I'm guessing this is the last time we're gonna see Dana De Lorenzo playing evil. She just really hits it out the park. Like, this is one of those things where if you just saw, if you hadn't watched the show, or if it had been long enough that you forgot, and you just saw a brief clip of her, of Dana De Lorenzo on the show, you'd immediately be able to tell if this is her playing an evil character, you know, whether Deadeye Kelly or Kaya, or if she's just playing Kelly, you know, and yeah, just really, really great job. Is that, I guess that might actually be everything that I wanted to say about the episode. Yeah, it was kind of funny when Ash, you know, Ruby like takes the chainsaw and you know starts just breaking it, and Ash, like his reaction, like there's so much sentimental value, you know, the yeah, that was he. I think he might have actually cried harder over the chainsaw than Candace.